Mockingbird and Liarbird by Raya Wakayami on AO3. Chapter 8. Shota comes home nearly 2 days later. Yue had sent out a notice that campus would be closed for the rest of the week and that the classes would resume on Monday at the usual time. Hitoshi had driven to the hospital to pick him up and had returned an hour later. Hitoshi knows what to expect from visiting the man in the hospital, but knowing and seeing are two different things. As Hisashi guides Shota into the living room so that the man could collapse onto the couch, Hitoshi can see that he's in pain, eyes tight and posture stiff as he settles onto the couch. All three cats come sneaking into the room to inspect him, sniffing at him after being gone so long. Shota scratches at their ears, as best as he can with his arms casted. "Hey, it's okay," Hisashi says, seeing Hitoshi standing by the entrance of the hall, looking uncertainly at Shota. "He's going to be fine, and Recovery Girl is going to heal him some more tomorrow," he exclaimed, and Hitoshi nods. "I'm okay, Hitoshi." Shota speaks up, dark eyes looking at the team. "I promise, I'm not going anywhere," he adds. "Okay," Hitoshi whispers, stepping further into the room and settles on the couch near him, taking Fritz onto his lap to pet her. "You sure you're okay, Toshi?" Izuku asks softly that Monday as they eat lunch. May isn't with them today. The girl is working on something instead of eating. "Yeah, I'm okay. Dad's already back at work. I thought Pops was gonna have a fit when he said that he was going back to class, but you know how Dad is. He'll come back even if he was dying." Hitoshi huffs out. "He did promise to take it easy, though, so I guess that's something." "How long before he gets the cast off?" Izuku asked. Pop says about 2 to 3 weeks. It depends if Recovery Girl is okay with healing him in shorter bursts. Thus, the taking it easy point. He should have them off after the sports festival, though, he adds. "Oh, yeah, that's coming up quickly, huh?" Izuku huffs out with a nervous grin. "I talked with May yesterday, and she said she should have your throat piece and mine as well finished by then, but the others won't be ready until after the festival," he adds. "Any idea how we go about getting permission to use them at the festival?" "Any idea how we go about getting permission to use them at the festival?" Hitoshi asks. He's been a little distracted with what happened, but Izuku is more than willing to help him out. "I asked Midnight Sensei. She said they have the request forms in the teacher's lounge, and we just have to ask for them, so I got them before coming here," Izuku says, reaching into his bag to pull out 2 forms. Hitoshi looks over before frowning. "What does this mean? Reason for use?" Hitoshi asks. "Oh, like why you want to use it. How will it be useful to help your quirk, or how it will physically aid you in the festival. Normally, only the support students have blanket permission to bring their gear because it's one way for them to show off their babies. They do allow other courses besides the hero students to bring gear if they can justify the reasoning. Though I know they'll allow the sport gear that is for disabilities and such, too." "Okay, that sounds reasonable," Hitoshi murmurs. "Now, how do we go about writing it to justify us having it in the festival?" Hitoshi asks, and Izuku grins. "Leave that to me," Izuku says, and Hitoshi grins back. "Though we'll have to wait until May gets them mostly finished so we can give an accurate description of what they do. We could turn in the request up to 4 days before the event. Hopefully that will be enough time for her," he murmurs. "I'm sure she'll do amazing, and even if she can't finish in time, we'll just go without support gear," Hitoshi says, and Izuku nods. "I've run into a bit of a snag on both of your gear," May admits later that week. "Oh, what's wrong?" Hitoshi asks as they eat lunch. "Your unique quirks," she says with a grin, as if it's a challenge and not a problem. I can get it to record voices and use it to cover your own voice, Sleepy Cat, but getting that extra bit that is your quirk is another matter. And Green Bean, your quirk isn't actually your physical voice, so I have to figure out a way to form it and transform it, your quirk, in a different way since I can't rely on your vocal cords to transmit any sound, she says with a huff. Do you think you could figure it out before the festival? Izuku asks, plainly. Maybe, if I push it, but it will be very last minute, and there's always the odds of it not working since I don't have time to run tests on it, she admits with a scowl at her ideas not meeting her time perimeters. Don't rush it, May, Izuku says with a grin. I'm your support manufacturer. I should be able to meet your deadlines. She huffs out. May, as long as they're ready for us by the time we transfer, then that's fine. It was wishful thinking that they would be ready before the sports festival. It's not on you. Promise. Hitoshi says with a tired grin. We'll just have to kick butt the old-fashioned way. Hitoshi adds. Focus on the stuff you want to bring to the Force Festival to show off, okay? Izuku says, and May nods with a grin. Want to see my babies I'll bring to show off? May asks with a grin, and they both nod, and the girl quickly puts out her sketchbook to thumb through it to show them her babies. I think I might be sick, and I don't want to throw up on live TV, Izuku murmurs as they follow the rest of their class into the stadium, the crowd rowing as the first-year students make their appearance. Just don't puke on me, please, Hitoshi murmurs back. If you do, I will, and no one wants to see that. Izuku snorts softly at Hitoshi's joke, and then listens to the extremely short speech Bakugo gives, and groans while the other students boo and jeer at him. What a fucking show-off, Hitoshi murmurs. Well, he lasted this long in Aizawa's class, so maybe he's actually improving, Izuku murmurs, and Hitoshi begrudgingly agrees with a nod. If anyone won't put up with showboating and empty boasts, is his dad. Let's just hope he'll have improved enough to not be a total bag of dicks by the time we get there, he adds, and Izuku snorts so loudly that one of the classmates look back at him. They wait at the first challenge is announced by midnight. Obstacle course. The heavy hitters are going to rush out first and try to slow down as many as possible right at the start. Hang on a bit and then go once they're ahead. We don't need to be in first, just high enough to place for the next challenge, Izuku murmurs to himself. What would I do without you? Hitoshi asks as they arrange themselves about midway in the crowd. Fail miserably, Izuku shoots back, and be forced to vigilanteism while giving Yamada gray hairs. True. Hitoshi agrees with a grin. See you at the finish line? Hitoshi asks, as the alarm blares, and they fight against the surging of bodies around them, keeping back as the first obstacle comes right at them in the form of too many bodies in a narrow passage. Ice erupts ahead of them, and blasts of fright air blow past them at Izuku's prediction come true. One of the hero students immobilizing a huge chunk of students ahead of them, freezing their feet to the ground. Go high, Hitoshi calls out, and Izuku nods, both using the training Aizawa drilled into them over the last 3 years to climb over the stuck classmates by using shoulders and heads to rush forward, others following their idea. They burst into the light, with the others right at their heel and keeping from pushing forward. Don't use your quirk, unless at least till the second round, Toshi. You need the element of surprise, Izuku says, right in his ear, throwing his voice, and Hitoshi nods as they come across the chaotic sense of one toppled and frozen zero-pointer, and the rest of them along with a horde of smaller robots. Really? Hitoshi yells in indignation, as he adds, quickly ducks, under a 2-pointer as he swings at him, and following Izuku as he weaves between the machines, avoiding rather than focusing on stopping them. Why is UA so fucking obsessed with robots? I'm putting in a formal complaint after this. Excessive use of robots. Hitoshi shouts, and Izuku laughs so hard he nearly gets claw-sided by a one-pointer before he managed to duck under it. They manage to pull ahead of the horde of machines, leaving them to others to deal with, and soon they find themselves before a wide chasm with narrow pillars, an intricated space, walls and ropes strung between them all. Hitoshi also finally notices that Izuku seems to have grabbed a large chunk of metal plating from the destroyed zero-pointer. What's that for? He asks as they both watch Mei jump off the side of the chasm, crackling before she pops up on the other pillar using her support gear. Just in case. Izuku shrugs as they take to the ropes. They make pretty good time there, pulling themselves hand over hand quickly. Honestly, this isn't the worst exercise they've ever done, and Aizawa was sure to train them for it a lot of different scenarios. Izuku gets across first, and offers a hand to Hitoshi to pull him over the edge. They take off running fast, noticing that the others slowing down as they see the sign of landmines. They watch as a cloud of pink goes up and a student triggers one. Toshi, Izuku murmurs, a low grin spreading across his face. I have a stupid idea, he admits as they stand still for a moment. Lay it on me. Hitoshi nods back, all for Izuku's idea. He has long since accepted that Izuku is the brains of this friendship they have going on. A huge explosion and air surfing, Izuku says, holding out the metal he grabbed. You won me over at a huge explosion, Hitoshi says, and Izuku drags him off to the side as they quickly start digging up mines people haven't triggered yet. Once they have a significant pile, Izuku carefully lays the metal over the pile, angling it towards the end of the course. Jump on 3, Izuku says, and he nods. 1, 2, 3. They both jump onto it, landing in a crouch, Izuku gripping the wire still attached, and Hitoshi gripping Izuku. With a resounding boom, they go flying through the air. This is so stupid. Hitoshi laughs. Izuku nods as heads turn to see what the explosion came from as they go sailing overhead. We're not going to make it to the edge, he adds as the wind's warped by and they start to arc down. Use them as springboards, Izuku shouts, and they jump at the last moment, using the two, who Hitoshi recognized as Bakugo, and the teen, who led off the ice attack, to push off their shoulders as Izuku slams the metal down on the ground and triggers 5 different mines at the same time, allowing the 2 of their feet, as they push away and manage to use the force to make the last few feet of minefield. Last one across has to buy lunch, Hitoshi shouts as he rolls and jumps up. Izuku curses and follows hot on his heel. They can hear Bakugo's cursing behind them, but they don't slow down. The entrance comes into view, but Hitoshi can feel himself lagging, chest heaving. Izuku pulls ahead by a bit, always the faster of the 2 of them, and the horns blare around them. They fall, rolling forward and collapsing onto the grass, as giggles break out as they try to catch themselves. I can't believe we did that, Izuku gasps out. Hitoshi reaches out to smack his arm. Don't let it get into your head. I plan on beating you in the 3rd round. He huffs back. With a groan, they get up and make their way towards the water station, set off to the side, taking a cup and chugging it as they wait for the rest of the runners to cross. Izuku-kun? Hitoshi-kun? That was brilliant, Mei cries out, rushing up to them with her signature grin. I should make that my next baby, she adds. Thanks, Izuku says with a grin. We saw you jump the chasm. Your stuff looks amazing, as usual, he informs her. And this isn't even all of my babies. Just wait. I'm going to show them off, she declares, as the horn blares for the last student, who is making it into the 2nd round. As the rest of the students who didn't make it start to tread in to the stands, Midnight calls the rest towards a small stage where she announces the next event, Cavalry Battle. Mei-san? Toshi, you with me? Izuku asked nervously, after his points amount is announced. Like I'm gonna abandon you, Hitoshi says with a nod. Do we need someone else for our team? He asked, as Mei nods in agreement. We need a heavy hitter, Izuku murmurs, looking around, no doubt having been watching everyone throughout the last challenge and analyzing their quirks. Him. He points towards a teen standing off to the side, and before either of them could say anything, he rushes ahead. Hitoshi huffs, eyeing the teen's feathered bird head, and tries to remember what his quirk is, but can't. Hi, yes, we're looking for a last member to our team. Your quirk is amazing and would be perfect, Izuku exclaims in a rush, sending off his usual binding grin to the teen. You want this dark soul on your team? The teen asks, and Izuku nods. I would be honored to assist you in this endeavor. We should probably learn about each other's quirks and come up with a strategy. He adds. Come on, I've already got a plan, but I need to know more about your quirk, Izuku says, and he nods. The teen's name is Tokoyami Fujikimi. His quirk, or rather partner, really, is Dark Shadow, and Izuku looks nearly ready to burst out of his skin with a desire to drill the hero student on his quirk. But they don't have that much time before the start of the challenge, so Izuku holds off. Okay, Tokoyami-san, Dark Shadow-san, you'll be our front horse. Keep any incoming attacks from us. You've got the mid-range and the long range covered for that, Izuku instructs. Mei, do you have any gear-wise? Izuku says, and Mei quickly pulls out her jetpack, hover boots with an extra set for some reason, and a small gun, but with a really wide barrel. It shoots sticky foam balls that rapidly expand. I've only got 3 slots for it, but it can stop a person in their attacks. She explains with a grin, and Izuku nods eagerly. Okay, Mei and Hitoshi, you've got the hover boots. I'll take the jetpack. Toshi, you and I are on display duty. Try not to use your quirk too much, or if you do, use something else to hide its activation. Wave your hands, point, whatever, just don't let them guess your voice activation. I'll be throwing voices around and giving out false orders from their teammates to confuse them. Mei, you've got the gun. I'll let you decide who to take out, but leave one shot just in case, he orders. You have a devilish mind, Tokoyami comments. Welcome to my world, Hitoshi draws, as Izuku flushes a bit at the strange compliment, and then the horn for the end of the planning session sounds. They get into formation on the edge of the field and wait. They're all going to be coming for us, for the most part. This is a giant game of keep away, so go high when we need to, and keep them at bay otherwise. Watch out for Kachan and the Ice Guy. I'm sure they're going to be our biggest problems. Izuku instructs softly, and they all nod. The horn glares as Midnight cricks her whip, and chaos breaks out. Almost all the groups aim right for them. Hover boots, Izuku shouts, and Hitoshi and Mei click their heels, the boots whirling to life. Turn your heads, Izuku instructs as the jetpack roars to life and they shoot into the air. Tokoyami to your right, Izuku shouts to the teen, and Dark Shower shoots to intercept an attack before they reach as high as they can with their weight. Mei, how long can we stay up? Izuku asks, as the two of them use their boots to direct them away from the sea of teams below, ice suddenly shooting across the ground, freezing most of them before a burst of electricity shoots out and stuns them. A minute tops, but we should drop before then so we don't overheat the motors, Mei admits. I'm still working on their weight capacity and thrust, she shouts back, and Izuku nods. Aim to our left for that clear space. Keep them chasing us while the others pick each other off, Izuku orders. Got it. They all shout, and they're coming down for a rough landing. Pomeranian behind us, Hitoshi shouts, hearing Bakugo yelling and explosions. Todoroki is coming from our right as well, Tokoyami adds. Up, Izuku shouts as they take to the air again. I'll stall Kachan's team, Izuku adds. And though Hitoshi can't hear it, he knows Izuku is throwing his voice, and turns just in time to see Kirishima try to stop as Ashiro tries to turn right and Bakugo goes flying off his team before Sero snags him with his tape to pull him back up. The blonde shouts and smacks angrily at his team before another team rushes in front of them, and before they can react, his headband is snatched. One distracted, Hitoshi says as he turns to Todoroki's team, bearing down at them. Up! Izuku yells, and they go high against just in time as more ice crackles across the ground, right where they just had been. Mei crackles and shoots off a shot at the team, trying to go for their landing spot, and the foam shot hits one of them in the leg and suddenly expands rapidly, increasing his leg and another teammates as the force of their running jerks them forward, and they fall in a pile, disqualified. Excellent shot, Mad One, Tokoyami says, as Dark Shadow rushes out to knock another projectile away before they land. How much time left? Hitoshi huffs out. 3 minutes, Izuku says distractingly as he watched another team try to go in a different direction before they drop their rider and are disqualified. Mei shoots another shot and takes out a second team before she reluctantly puts her gun away to save the last shot. Before they can turn to take back to the air, as a few more of the remaining teams rush them, a wall of ice erupts from the ground and cuts their escape route off, and they look back to see Todoroki and his team barreling down to them. 1 minute, Izuku huffs out. Mei, when I say so, use the last shot on their horse. Stop him before he can pick up speed, Izuku instructs. Toshi, see if you could catch one of them, he orders. Tokoyami, Dark Shadow, see if you could hold them off as long as possible. I'll play distraction. Izuku huffs out as they watch their horse, whose engines, on his legs, charge up them, and goes running straight at them. Toshi, go! Dark Shadow, go! He orders, as they shuffle to the right quickly. Todoroki has fire. If he used the form, he could burn it away, Tokoyami cautions as Dark Shadow shoots out. Trust me, he won't, Izuku murmurs, as the other team gets close, ignoring Hitoshi, as he shouts at them trying to get one of them to respond, and they swerve around Dark Shadow's attack. They're meters away when Izuku shouts, Mei, now! With a crackle, Mei draws her gun and aims for the teen's legs and hips. The ball hits and sticks before it rapidly expands, fouling his leg and sending nearly the whole team to the ground before a wall of ice catches them. They try and yank the foam away, but hands and tools get stuck to it. With a huge sigh of relief from Hitoshi, the horn sounds to announce the time has run out. We did it! Izuku shouts, and then nearly topples off his perch. Hitoshi and Mei quickly catch him as he laughs. You are the most formidable team. I am glad you chose me for this endeavor, and I look forward to facing you in the next challenge. The announcement for lunch goes out, and they both sag in relief. Mei, you want to join us for lunch? Hitoshi offers. I need to get over my babies to make sure they're ready for the show, she says with a grin. See you next round, she adds and rushes off after collecting her gear from them. Let's go find Dad and Pops, he murmurs. I'm starving. Please, Izuku says with a tired grin, and they walk towards one of the field's exits to try and track down Hitoshi's stats. Okay, they're doing so well in the sports festival, now I'm worried about the last final round, because, everything is going so well. What's gonna go wrong? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, please. And if it's anything like in the show, that means they're gonna be paired up at the same time in the first round. I really hope that doesn't happen. I really, really hope that doesn't happen. I am praying that does not happen. But if it does happen, I'm gonna be sad. But I don't think that that's probably gonna, make it so that one of them doesn't continue off and go into heroics class because, I feel like there is probably gonna be enough room for both of them. And somebody's knocking. Hold up, I'm home alone. I'm back. it was no one. No one was there. I am scared, sick, and very grumpy. Great, amazing, wonderful, love that. Back to my thing. I still think that, let's say, for example, Shinso and Hitoshi, that's the same person. Shinso and Izuku get paired in the first... Sorry, I am creeped the fuck out. It literally, I'm gonna, as a second I'm done with this intro, I'm uploading this video, but god damn, I am freaked the fuck out. I think I'm gonna get a call with a friend. I don't know which one. Just somebody. Anybody. I'm gonna close my door. But as I was saying, if Izuku and Hitoshi get paired off in the first round, and one of them ends up, obviously losing, because, they can't both continue off, I still think that they both have shots at getting into the hero course, because, one, obviously what happens in the main My Hero Academia, Hitoshi only makes it to the third round and only the first match, but he still manages to get lessons from Aizawa and stuff to prepare him, and they're thinking of moving him into the heroics class. It hasn't happened yet, unfortunately, but hey, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But in this instance, I know for a fact that there is a slot available for Izuku, because clearly the person, Izuku in the main My Hero Academia, is obviously in the heroics class, so since he's in Gen Ed, that means that there's somebody that's, again, the knocking. There's nobody. Okay, dude, no, I'm gonna do a hell of a cleanse later. I have my sound cleansing. I'm lighting up my incense. Incense. Oh, Jesus Christ, I better not pronounce it wrong again. Because this shit, I don't fuck with this shit. But as I was saying, right, trying to keep my mind off of that, because then I'll get paranoid, and paranoid echo is not a good echo. I'm definitely calling someone. I'm not even gonna go the whole, hey, you wanna call? I'm just straight up calling them. I don't care who. Whoever's first in my contacts. I'm calling them because I need a distractor. Where's my lighter? Oh, here it is. Okay, so as I was saying, obviously Midoriya's spot in the heroics class is open because, he's not in the heroics, so just, Aizawa needs to expel somebody. And then Aizawa could then expel Mineta, and then that's the spot for Hitoshi. And winner, winner, we both get the boys we want, and they both get heroics, and they both become heroes, and everybody becomes happy. There, my incense is lighting, and I am moving it around. Am I gonna cut this out of the intro and make this intro a little more professional? No, I'm not. This is Echo. I am Echo. This is my channel where nothing is done professionally. I am a scuffed person, as you could tell. There's multiple times when I'm pretty sure I probably pronounced something wrong, and I don't even notice it. Like the other time, I noticed that I said Hitoshi instead of Izuku. I caught it because I had to delete that whole video thing anyways, because I said one thing wrong, and it was such a short one that I was like, okay, I'll just, whatever, I'll just do it all over again. Yeah, no, good call, because I made a mistake. But on to announcements outside of this fanfic. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload tomorrow's video of my long series, the Ghost in the New York City. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to do Mockingbird and Liarbird because it is a shorter one, so I will be able to sit and actually record it. But the other one, it's about the same as today's video. It's an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do an hour of 10 minutes. Like, I was barely able to do it today, and my condition has been getting worse. Obviously, it's not doing incense. My incense burned out. What? No. Hold up. It was smoking. Why did it stop smoking? That's never happened to me. Yeah, no, I'm definitely... Okay, it's smoking again, and it stopped. It's not smoking. Okay. What? I'm petrified. Okay, well, I'm getting haunted right now. As I was saying, I'm very sick right now, and... Okay, it's smoking again. It better stay smoking. Oh, I don't like the look of that smoke. That ain't good. Okay, I'm gonna go and scent the whole house in a little bit, but as I was saying, I'm very sick right now. I'm no longer as out of breath. Luckily, that's gone. But if I do too much exercise or if I move too much, I do become out of breath. But luckily, I'm not out of breath if I just sit and lay down like I was this morning. But I haven't been able to eat anything today. Well, I mean, I have. It just doesn't stay, so, I feel very icky. I feel very disgusting. I'm surprised I was even able to record 2 videos today. I honest to God thought I wasn't going to be able to finish Mockingbird in time, or even record it. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do the long one tomorrow, but I will still try to do Mockingbird and Liarbird. It might just be a bit late. Now, as you excuse me, I'm going to go incense the whole house, cleanse it, sound cleanse it, and then meditate. Because, no, I don't mess with this stuff. I'm home alone, I'm sick, and I'm vulnerable, and that's not about to happen in my watch. Not about to happen in my watch. If you think I'm an easy prey, you're mistaken. I'm not. I'm also about to take out my crystals because, fuck no. As always, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, have a wonderful day or night. Join our community Discord server, link is in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.